Put the chain on me too, Dad.
Let this story be a quiet reminder to every parent. The boy whispered, "Put the chain on me too." There was a silent longing in his eyes. That morning went just like any other.
Get up, wash your face, brush your teeth, comb your hair. Hurry up, put your shirt on. There's no time for breakfast. Take some juice with you, and don't spill it. What did I just say? Look at you now. I'm so tired of this. Can't you do anything right?
The boy stayed silent. He couldn't say Dad. He was afraid. At school, he struggled to focus. His mind was always somewhere far away, sad, distant. He kept asking himself, why are the other kids so happy, and I'm not? That day, with a little bit of courage, he finally spoke.
Today the teacher asked what my dad does. I didn't know what to say.
I train dogs.
What do you teach them?
To obey, not to destroy, to protect, to guide the blind, to save lives, to be patient, brave, loyal, and to do it all without expecting anything in return.
And how do you teach them?
I simply put a little chain on them. I walk beside them. I speak calmly. I correct them, without pain. Then I gently stroke them, so they know I'm not angry. But it takes patience, a lot of it.
The boy swallowed the lump in his throat, his eyes filled with tears.
Then put the chain on me too, Dad. I want to learn with you. Correct me, but without yelling. Then hug me. Be patient with me. I'll protect our home. I'll learn to care for others. And if one day you lose your sight, I'll be your eyes. Just put the chain on me too.
The father broke down in tears, and in that embrace a new kind of chain was born. Invisible but strong, made of love, patience, and tenderness. The kind of chain that never breaks if we care for it. Let's not forget, our children need our time, our warmth, and our gentleness. Because love isn't heard through shouting, it's felt through actions. But the truth doesn't end here. When a child says, "Put the chain on me too, Dad," what he's really asking for is presence, not dominance, not perfection, just someone who chooses to stay, someone who shows up through storms, stress, and silence. And yet, in far too many homes, that presence vanishes. Let's stop sugarcoating. The greatest disaster in a child's life is not poverty, not even divorce. It's the absence of a father. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and structurally. Whether he left because of temptation, conflict, or a court ruling gone wrong, the child is the casualty. You think it's just a mistake, just one night, just falling out of love. But your son just learned loyalty is optional. Your daughter just learned love is unreliable. You didn't just cheat on your wife, you cheated on your children's foundation. And when their identity starts to fracture, it traces back to the moment you unzipped your discipline. But women aren't off the hook either. Some men wanted to stay. They wanted to fight for the family, but the home became a battlefield. Every correction was labeled controlling, every vision dismissed, every disagreement escalated, and when the marriage crashed, courts turned children into property. The man who paid the bills, stayed faithful, tried therapy, still lost everything. Meanwhile, the one who spun her sadness into a storyline for TikTok walked away with custody, child support, and societal praise. We call it justice, but the child grows up fatherless. That's not justice. That's generational damage signed by a judge. And in today's world, the message to women is loud: you don't need a man. But science tells another story. Study after study shows children do best with two parents. And if one must go, children often fare better with their father. Why? Because men bring structure, direction, discipline, identity. Women raise children, but only men raise men. You can nurse a boy, but without a father, you'll never forge a man. So men, stop starting families you're not ready to lead. You wanted a wife? Then act like it. Monogamy isn't just for the vows, it's for the legacy. If you can't keep it in your pants, don't create a home. Because one moment of lust can fracture decades of lineage. That's not just your marriage falling apart. That's your son's identity shattering in real time. And the child? They don't understand terms like irreconcilable differences. They just know dad's gone. You may have found a new woman, a new life, a new purpose, but your child still sleeps with questions. Why wasn't I enough? Why did he stop coming? Why does he love them more? That trauma doesn't fade with time. It buries itself in silence and resurfaces in therapy sessions decades later. Not every absent father walks out the door. Some stay. At the dinner table, on the couch, under the same roof, but they're still absent, scrolling, yawning, nodding without listening. They give money but not moments, shelter but not safety, words but not warmth. And the child? He feels invisible, like furniture, so he learns to earn love. He believes perfection is the price of affection. And it's not always about what a father says, it's the tone, the eyes, the pause before the sentence. When a father says, "I'm proud of you," and means it, a son stands taller. A daughter shines brighter. But when the only touch is correction, when every glance carries disappointment, that child becomes an adult constantly searching for affirmation, from bosses, strangers, lovers who never stay, because no one ever told them their worth was unconditional. It was supposed to be you, from day one. But here's the hope. Cycles don't break with lectures, they break with love. With one man who decides, "I wasn't raised with warmth, but I will raise with love. I wasn't taught patience, but I will model it. I wasn't affirmed, but I will speak life." Every wound you heal in your child is one you erase from your lineage. That's the legacy worth building, not your net worth, not your resume, but a child who says, "My dad never left, he stayed, he showed up, he loved us loudly." And to the fathers who are trying, you are the unsung heroes. We see you, waking at dawn to pack lunches, staying up late to explain math you barely remember, sitting in tiny chairs at parent-teacher nights, breathing deep before disciplining. You're not perfect, but you're present. And that, in a world of absent men, is a revolution. You're raising kids who won't flinch when love gets loud, who won't confuse pain with passion, who know their worth because you showed them. Don't give up, even when it feels like no one notices, because one day, your child will, and they'll carry your lessons into rooms you'll never walk in, but forever impact. The world might forget your name, your trophies will collect dust, but the words you speak into your child, they echo. You matter. You are enough. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. And even when your chair is empty, your voice lives on, in how they speak to themselves and how they love, in how they lead their own children. Legacy isn't loud, it's consistent. It's in the small moments, the quiet choices, the willingness to keep showing up. This is how we heal. This is how we rewrite the future. One father, one choice, one moment of love that refuses to leave. Fatherhood is not an obligation, it's a sacred calling. A daily decision to be more than just a provider or a disciplinarian. To be a guide, a protector, a mirror through which your child first sees their worth. We live in a time where manhood is mocked, where masculinity is confused with toxicity, and fatherhood is optional. But that narrative is a lie. Because deep down, every child still yearns to hear, "I'm proud of you, son. You're beautiful, baby girl." They crave not our gifts, but our gaze, our time, our belief in them when the world only sees flaws. You may have grown up without a father, maybe you carry wounds, questions, anger, but that pain doesn't have to pass on. You can be the fork in the road, the generation that chooses differently. Because fatherhood is not about perfection, it's about intention. It's about presence over presence. About doing the hard work in silence, so your child doesn't have to scream for help in adulthood. A real father teaches his son how to treat a woman, not just with words, but by how he honors the boy's mother. He teaches his daughter what to accept from a man, not through warnings, but through witness. Some men think fatherhood is a sacrifice, but the truth? It's the greatest investment you'll ever make. The return isn't money, it's legacy. So to every man listening, it's not too late. You might have missed moments, made mistakes, walked away, but today can be the day you turn around. One step, one call, one apology that says, "I'm here, I'm staying, I choose you." Because kids don't need a perfect father, they need a present one, a consistent one who loves even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Let the world call you old-fashioned. Let culture say you're soft. Your child will call you something far greater, Dad. And that, my brother, is the highest title a man can earn. This isn't just a speech, it's a wake-up call. A reminder that while anyone can create a child, only a real man chooses to raise one. Your story isn't over. In fact, this is where it begins. Be the father your child deserves. Be the father your younger self needed. Be the father who stays. Today, tomorrow, always.